Alright, match one. Let's do this. I don't recognize this guy's name, so I guess it's just a normal match. This hand seems pretty good. I don't really know that much. Like, I've looked up a little bit about this deck, but I'm still pretty new. I think having the Fairy Miscreant, Daze, Spell Starter Sprite makes this actually kind of insane. I could be wrong about that, though. It's definitely not bad. That makes it a lot better, too. But, you know, it's like, it's good. I don't think I have enough information to know necessarily what he's on. I think now he's definitely on the Peregrine Drake blue-red deck, though. Which, I think that's probably a good matchup for me, because I have a lot of disruption, those kinds of things. Since that deck's pretty slow and I have a Daze, I'm gonna jam the Ninja here, rather than waiting and holding up the Spell Starter Sprite. I think I have the potential to get a lot more advantage from that than from waiting. There's not a lot of impactful spells that this deck plays before, like, turn 4, I think. I'm definitely not, like, 100% sure, because I've only played the Tron version of the Peregrine Drake deck. I haven't, like, memorized every card in this deck yet. I think that's a pretty good indicator, though, that this is going to go pretty well for me. Definitely going to counterspell that. This Ninja is, like, potentially ridiculous. And then dazing that counterspell is just amazing. I guess I could have dazed the Lightning Bolt and it wouldn't have made any difference. And then if he has a daze, then, I mean, he probably doesn't have a daze, but that could have been a thing. I think I'm going to Ponder rather than Fairy Miscreant here, because I kind of want to, like, find some lands. Like, I don't want a ton of lands, but I think I want 1 or 2 more right now. Yeah. I can't do anything about the Flame Slash, but I feel like the Ninja kind of got his money's worth right there. Okay, I think I'm just gonna Ponder here. So I don't want the Brainstorm. Or, no, I'm gonna draw it no matter what if I keep these on top, I think, right? No, I won't. Yeah, I will, because I'm not playing the Delver this turn. Because he could play, like, a Drake next turn, I want to hold up Counter Magic. Maybe I should have shuffled then. No, I think those are, like, none of those are bad cards. They're all good. Like, I need a clock. I need some stuff going on. I think I'm going to Mana Leak this, because I have another counter spell or 2. Like, I have the Logic Knot. And I have more cards than him, so I'd like to just prevent him from getting any kind of card advantage. Delver, which is going to flip next turn because I have the Brainstorm on top. So I guess that was the right thing to do. Because, like I said, none of those cards are actually bad cards. Ponder, Brainstorm, and Delver are all actually quite good cards for me. So, yeah. He could get Counterspell, Lightning Bolt, or Flame Slash. I think I'd rather just Logic Knot this. I don't have anything that does anything with my graveyard. I don't know why I would exile 2 cards, though. That was just a misclick. I don't want to exile any creatures, though, because of Stitched Drake. Or, I think that's what it's called. Stitched Drake. So yeah, just getting it in there. Flip the Delver with this Brainstorm. Bang 3. I think it's probably better to play the Fairy Miscreant than the Bone Splitter now because it makes Spellstutter Spray a bit better. Spellstutter Spray can now counterspell. And I'm not in a super huge rush. I think I'm in a pretty decent position right now. Yeah, I can't do anything about that, so that's going to resolve. I think I might instead Brainstorm here if he doesn't do anything that I want to hit with the Spellstutter Spray or Boomerang. Definitely going to Spellstutter Spray that. Ponder. That's kind of a weird feeling. But now I can Brainstorm for the counterspell if I want it. And if not, I can just hold on to the Brainstorm. Maybe I should have Brainstormed before the Ponder. I think Ponder's my only shuffle effect, actually. So that probably would have been the right decision. So this is going to be a Drake, I assume. And that's going to get the shit countered out of it. Brainstorm. Oh, there's a Ponder. I think I don't want this Boomerang. I think I'd rather have the island than the Boomerang. So I'm going to put the island on top and the Boomerang below it, which is going to get shuffled away by the Ponder, most likely. Although not necessarily. I think I should have actually pondered pre-combat because I didn't play the Bone Splitter because I wanted to see what happened with the Ponder, but if nothing happened with the Ponder, then playing the Bone Splitter definitely would have been correct. So that was a mistake. I should try to play a little bit slower. I don't think there's much risk of me running out of time. Spellstutter Spray doesn't seem that great right now. He might, if he has nothing, he's probably going to flashback the Firebolt, but Spellstutter Spray doesn't really do anything other than that. I guess just another burn spell it could counter, but Boomerang's actually, I hadn't thought about that. It's pretty funny with Is It Boiler Works. So maybe I do want to keep this. Yeah, I am going to keep this. I'm going to upkeep the Boomerang on his Boiler Works. Play the Bone Splitter now. Delver's not going to flip, so there's not much point in playing that. Upkeep, Boomerang on Boiler Works. Even if he counters it, it really restricts what he can do this turn. Oh, no, he has an island, so he could still play a Drake if he countered it. So that wasn't, like, it's whatever. I guess I could have played the Delver or equipped the Bone Splitter, but I don't know, maybe it's worth representing something. I'm not sure. I don't have enough experience with this deck yet. But I don't think it matters, because I think I just win here, most likely. Since I have the Spellstutter Spray especially. If he had something, I imagine he probably would have done it on my upkeep, though. But even so, I have the... Oh, I guess he made a mistake. Not a huge mistake. I don't think he had much chance of winning this game, even if he did cast that on my upkeep. So... Alright, we're going to the sideboard. I'm not actually 100% sure what's, like, good in this deck. I'm not sure how good these are, because he doesn't attack me with creatures. He just combo kills me with creatures. So I don't think those are that good. Curfew could be good, potentially. Probably not, though. Dispel seems like it's probably going to be decent. Boomerang could be good. Stormbound Geist maybe could be good. So I think Dispel's definitely going to come in. At least one of them. Boomerang is probably the best card other than that in my sideboard. Maybe Curfew. I think I'd rather have Boomerang than Curfew, right? Most of his impactful spell... Like, the benefit that I get from Curfew is that I can return something like a Fairy Miscreant, or, more importantly, Spell Starter Sprite to my hand. Or it can save my creatures from lightning bolts and stuff, too. Huh. But Dispel also does that. But like I was going to say, it doesn't... Spell Starter Sprite doesn't counter most of his impactful spells, so I don't think Curfew's that good. I think I'd rather Boomerang, but I'm going to try one Boomerang, one Curfew coming in here. What do I board out? Huh. Actually, I don't know what to board out now. That's awkward. Maybe I don't want 4 cards coming in. I'm gonna commit though. I'm just gonna trim a few things. Looks like I'm running out of time because I'm slow and bad. I'd rather have Bone Splitter than Flare Husk. Maybe I could have shaved a Ninja instead. I think I'm gonna keep this. Maybe not. He probably has a bunch of burn spells. I mean, I know he has a bunch of burn spells in his deck. He probably has access to at least 2 right now. And I don't really have much else going on. But Bone Splitter makes every creature a threat, and Ponder helps me find things. I think I'm going to keep this. We'll see how it goes. The third Delver's actually a little awkward. I don't know how I feel about that. But whatever. I guess it makes me a tiny bit more resilient against those kinds of spells. Really wish I had a Daze right now, but I don't. It's entirely possible that he boarded in some number of Electrickeries, so I'm gonna jam this Ponder right now. And I'm gonna shuffle that. The Ninja's good, but I can't, in good conscience, keep the 2 islands on top of my deck. If it was like Island, Vapor Snag, Ninja, I definitely would have kept that, but I just said Vapor Snag because it felt like the least impactful card in my deck right now. I basically just meant the least impactful card in my deck. If I'm wrong about what the least impactful card in my deck is, feel free to, you know, call me a retard. Maybe I should have played the Fairy Miscreant instead of the Delver. Because I think with a Bone Splitter, it's gonna... Oh, there's the Electrickery. I'm glad I didn't jam 2 Delvers in the same turn. Yeah, so like I think the Fairy Miscreant and the Delver are just as likely to eat a removal spell because I have the Bone Splitter. So I think playing this Fairy Miscreant definitely would have been better there. Oh, he's gonna get the Electrickery probably. Maybe the Lightning Bolt. My money's on Electrickery though. It just seems better right now. Okay, I'm drawing a lot of lands. That's fantastic. I'm not salty at all about the number of lands that I've drawn. I can't be as salty as with the burn deck because I am playing more lands than the burn deck, I think. I don't quite remember how many lands the burn deck played. Probably 15 or 16. Keep wanting to say 12, but I know it wasn't 12. It couldn't have been 12. That'd be ridiculous. That'd be like no lands. I shouldn't have kept this hand. This hand was just too awkward. I've also, I think, kind of drawn poorly, but there's no like, oh, I wish I hadn't drawn this poorly. Like, I can only focus on the things that I could have changed, and I could have changed keeping this hand. Why am I not playing any piracy charms? This seems kind of weird to me. This is gonna get murdered instantly, I'm sure. But that doesn't... Oh, I guess I just concede now. 2 more lands on top. That's awesome. I think I can't get rid of all of these spells. I think Curfew seems not great. Because all of his creatures have utility. So having both of us bounce a creature is just probably going to be bad for me. I'm going to keep this. It's got some stuff going on. Probably just play the Fairy Miscreant on turn 1. Yeah. Not much point in brainstorming right now. Since I have no way to shuffle, I'm just going to brainstorm lock myself. Oh, I see he has some kind of removal spell. Do I want to brainstorm now? I think I do. And I'm pretty okay with that. I think I want to keep like all these cards though. That's kind of a problem. I guess I can just put 2 on top, preordain top. That feels so weird, but I'm not going to hold up a Dispel on turn 2. So I might as well preordain now. Just start digging a little deeper. Even if it's just 1 deeper instead of the normal 3. I'll just play the Bone Splitter now. Hold up the counterspell potentially. I don't feel like it's worth running the Spire Golem into a counterspell right there. I mean, what are the chances that what are the 1-mana counterspells that could counter this Spire Golem? Like Mana Leak, obviously. I mean, like 1 blue mana counterspells. I don't think they play Mana Leak. They might, though. What's it called? Something Sabotage. Steel Sabotage could counter it. He probably doesn't play that. I think I might be the only person who's ever played that in an actual deck, and that was a one-of in a Blue Black Teachings deck. Hydroblast and Pyroblast don't counter this, so it's like Counterspell, which doesn't counter this, Mana Leak. But then I could just be running it into another Flame Slash, or I don't mind running it into 2 Lightning Bolts. I don't know. I'm just gonna do this. Hopefully I don't get wrecked too hard. Oh, he just had the Flame Slash. Sure. I guess I would probably play like 4 Flame Slashes between the main and the board in this deck, so that's not that big of a deal. Or, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's not too big of a surprise that that got Flame Slashed there. It's not like he's just gonna have 1 or 2. Most likely. I'm gonna counter that. If I only had 1 counter spell, I wouldn't have, but it seems worthwhile now. Especially if I get to do that. Although he comes out a little bit ahead because he's just up on cards anyway. No, I'm just gonna pass. I'm not sure I should have even kept the Delver on top. I need to slow down a little bit. I'm making mistakes by just not thinking about it, and then like a second later being like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Counter spell. Sure. not gonna fight over a Delver. Just gonna jam the Spellstutter Spray as a 1/1 flasher. Not flasher. That sounds dirty. But it's not, I guess. I don't know. I think I might be playing a little bit too scared right now. It's very likely that just playing the ninja there would have been correct. But I didn't want to just run it out there with no protection. Probably the wrong decision, though. All right. He's got all kinds of Seagate Oracles over there. And more Flame Slashes. Yeah, just keep trying to get that ninja in there. Okay, Deep Analysis, that's a thing. It's a magic card. Okay. So I think I'm gonna attack, he's gonna double block, and then I'm gonna Vapor Snag a Seagate Oracle. Does that seem correct? I don't know, because he gets to draw another card. So, like, I'm basically down 2 cards. But I feel like I need to start doing something. So I think I'm just gonna do that. Like, I'm not in a good enough position that I can be just chilling here, I think. Sure. And then I'm gonna boomerang one. I wish he had trample. He'd be so much better if he had trample. Obviously. Well, okay. I guess I just lose now, probably. Yep. Almost certainly. Oh, come on, buddy. I don't want to fight over my gush. God damn it. I don't think I'm winning this match. He's up way too many cards. And he actually has removal in his deck. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and look. I'm not sure what exactly I did wrong. But I definitely did something wrong, and I'm going to try to figure it out. I think counterspelling that is the right move. Jesus. I know he's drawn a lot of cards, but it seems like he always has, like, the best possible answer. Not just an answer. I don't think I can grind through this. If there's another gush on top, I might have a chance. Boomerang is not what I had in mind. Trade with Mole Drifter. Be very upset about that. I think countering that compulsive earlier was probably the wrong decision. If he was more strapped for resources, it would have been a better idea, but since he already had resources, I think countering it was just a bad idea. I think I just needed to focus on protecting my own game plan instead of trying to stop his. I think that was kind of already over at that point. I was like really expecting him to counter that, and then I was gonna cry a little bit. I'm just going to the next match. This is kind of a waste of time. Okay, so thanks for watching.